like and subscribe. What isn't necessary, but is shoved down our throats? That wearing makeup or heels makes you look more professional or put together. Also straight/sleek hair is also seen as more professional. Wearing heels for a job. They make my feet scream, and my legs sore. Yes. Thank you. If men don't have to spend time and money on makeup to be considered professional, then neither do us women. I'm allergic to all makeup, except for lipstick for some reason. It might make me look more professional, but I would be scratching my face the entire day. Believe me, I look better without makeup. And even if I weren't allergic, it's my choice. I worked at a very famous department store 10 years ago where it was required for ladies to wear makeup and heels. I don't recall if we were forced to straighten hair, but if I remember properly, hair either had to be down and smooth or up in a bun lol. I honestly don't think these rules have changed. It's part of their look. When am I having children? Having children. FDFY. I'm asked this every week. Either that or when will I get married? It is seriously hitting on my nerves, since I'm really trying to get pregnant. People seem to choose the worst time ever to ask me this. Since people don't like to be answered with the questions, maybe I will respond like this. Well, I don't know. Do you perhaps want to know in which cycle phase I'm right now? Jesus D. I cannot count the number of times I have had complete strangers tell me I will not be fulfilled or know love until I have kids. I'm 32 now, and had a hysterectomy due to stage 4 endo last year, so I can use that to shut them up. But before that, people could not accept when I would say that I did not want children. It was mind-blowing how offended they would get when I would tell them that. And let us not even go into all the women who would love to have children and cannot. What a heartbreaking situation. People need to keep their mouths closed. BC, you never know the reasons a woman does not have a child. Marriage. I am convinced a partner for life can be just as good without inviting the church and government into our love life, two of the oldest institutions on earth. Totally agree, but unfortunately without that government, document end of life is infinitely more difficult in logistical matters. Right? I just don't see what a legal government contract has anything to do with the person I'm banging. Legitimately the only reason I'm married is so my partner could get on my health insurance. We eloped after he lost his job. Prior to that we have every intention on being together forever. We just didn't see a need to let Uncle Sam in on it. I legit am only married because I'm disabled. He has a high-paying job and can care for me better than disability can. We love each other and plan to be together for quite a while, if not the rest of our lives. But if I were able to care for myself, we wouldn't have the certificate. Shaving. +1. Women shave because Gillette ran out of men to sell to. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. D-pound, thanks for that genuine lol. Wait. It isn't? Literally the only thing I memorized in biology. University. I did go to university, but dude, it's not necessary. Go into something needed like carpentry, plumbing, electrical work. Make 200k a year fixing sinks. We desperately need tradespeople. I have a Prof.C. on a low job which required a degree as a prerequisite. I have not used my earnings from my degree. My degree is not remotely relevant to what I am doing. It was just a very expensive foot in the door. I agree with this 100%. I'm an industrial electrician. 1 year of schooling followed by a 4-year apprenticeship, all paid for by the government/your employer. I was hired directly out of college, and work 3 minutes from home. I'm in the final months of my apprenticeship, and once I complete it, and get my license, I'll make $35+ an hour. I have no student loans, and guaranteed job security. The trades were never presented to me as an option when I was in high school. It took a few years being miserable in the ed field to make me realize that I wasn't cut out to sit at a desk. Going back to school for a trade was the best decision I've ever made. I'd be happier if more people knew how to use a screwdriver. I went to community college, and have dealt with people who I can tell judge me, because I didn't go to some top tier school. I'm in Massachusetts, so it's common to have a higher level of education. I got my degree, got a job right away in my field, and owe zero money towards student loans now. I'm good. I went to uni, and I regret it immensely. If I could have a do-over, I would have totally gone into a trade out of high school instead. Possibly plumbing. My family had connections. I could have gotten an apprenticeship, or I maybe even would have tried being a baker. How to always be nice to others. It's exhausting. Only because I was brought up to be nice to others, I was scared to question their authority, their bullying, their exploitation. Yes. I felt this growing up, and as a result I was so passive as an adult. I cold no at communicate in my relationship, and ended up in an emotionally abusive one, because I cold no at voice my opinion properly, or stand up for myself. Yes, this is so accurate. It's to the point where people will insult me, and I'll just smile at them, like it's so great that they just said that. That you need to look a certain way to find love and have success. That your value as a person is based on your appearance. That it is all over after 30. And that high school will be the best years of your life. Being 30 is just like being a kid, but with money, so now I can do kid stuff with adult money. Cried before my 30th birthday, even though I knew this mentality was stupid. I was aware at how ridiculous it was, but it was so ingrained I still managed to be upset. 100% this. So far, 30s have been the best years of my life. Detoxing. You have organs that do that. Yes. Drives me so crazy when I see people posting about detox teas or detox sticky pads, or whatever other crazy thing is out and trending. Yes. Maternity ward visits after you just gave birth. Keeping a human alive is enough without having to entertain. This was the one thing I liked about giving birth during COVID. Some people still expected regular text updates, but otherwise nobody was a bother. Preach. Yeah, I have either just been split open, or been cut open, and there is this tiny little stranger who needs you, and you have to get to know. It takes time to heal and adjust and adapt. Entertaining or playing past the baby parcel should not be a factor. How to dress appropriately. And appropriately is an elusive, inconsistent concept. What is worse is, when you are built a certain way, nothing is appropriate enough. It took me a while to realize they were really just calling my body inappropriate. DDEUREURE. That you need to wear makeup or else you look hideous. Oh, and that I need to have kids or else I will never be fulfilled in life. Depilation, makeup, dieting, bras, feminine washes, hair dye, anti-wrinkle creams, high heels. That swearing and how you sit are related to how classy you are. Yeah. I remember one day a pose called me a vulgar woman, just because I swear a lot. The swears as much as me, also is an alcoholic, an university dropout and only passed HSBC. A friend made all his homework while I was studying a master degree. Not saying any of that is bad, or studying a master makes me a better person, but just for context. He used a lot his pass. That Queen Victoria swore like a sailor. Abstinence. I know it's not just for girls, but when I think about what I get told is most important, it's always abstinence. So, I do what I always do. When I feel pressures, I took it to the extreme. Let's see if I get a medal or something for living my entire life and dying abstinent. OMG, my mother is obsessed with this. Every time she finds out I met a new guy, she immediately tells me to stay virgin. She ruined my mood a few months ago when I told her I'll have a job interview by saying not to trust guys cause all they want is just sex. Like stfu and let me live how I want. It's really weird for me to think back about how my views used to be on virginity. I wasn't brought up in a religious household, but had some influence from my grandma, who is very religious. Now that I'm older I realize virginity is just a social construct and it really means nothing at all. They don't pressure that on boys either, it's always the girls. Dress codes and just overall telling girls they need to cover up from collarbone to knee, lest they distract the boys. Don't forget those sexy calves. Makeup and cosmetic surgery / procedures. Even though I have thought of several cosmetic procedures, it literally shocks me whenever I see someone I know pop up with things like lip fillers. It is actually really hard for me to comprehend in reality. Christianity. Seconding. It'd be super neat if laws about our bodies were made without Christianity's influence, especially in a country that was established in order to have separation of church and state. The concept of virginity. Absolutely yes. I was a victim to it too growing up. Took me a long time to look at it from a different lens. I wanted to wait until marriage to have sex, but also am atheist, so it's a weird combo lol. But I also had sex the first time unwillingly, so it was a big tangled mess of me slowly getting over that in itself, and the fact that my virginity was taken from me in a way I didn't want. Getting married. There is no pressure from my but our families pressure us all the time for us to get married. Apparently, there is an appropriate and inappropriate age to getting married. Ugh. They need to understand that we will settle down when we are ready. Makeup. Men go barefaced everywhere, and people still find them attractive. No one asks if they are tired or sick. Beauty culture is a scam. Before all the makeup hobbyists attack me, I do not mean makeup for fun or creativity. I mean compulsory daily makeup. Curly hair means you are not proper and are messy. This makes me sad. Curly hair is beautiful. One of the reasons I struggled in HS was because of my curly frizzy hair. I was so insecure about. I had a teacher once tell me I looked like I just rolled out of bed, even though I woke early every day just to straighten it and try to manage it. Dyeing gray hair. Women are terrified of going grey because, according to society, it now means we are old and past it. My mum and I both started growing grey in our early 20s. My mum never dyed her hair and I always thought it looked good, especially when it went pure white. I, on the other hand, panicked and have been dyeing my hair since I was 23. Then last year I just said, it. I'm 44, I don't care how grey I am, it turns out. I've now grown it all out, and I'm rocking my new hippie, witchy look and I love it. I started graying at 17. I know it's genetic. While I feel just fine about it, others are pretty bothered. I've chosen not to carry that you need to want romantic love and children. That nigh people, women included, act like I'm woman first and human second. I'm human most of all. I like this, human first and woman second. Changing your name, losing your identity. Also carrying children for 9 months, but then having them take their father's name. Shaving. That you have to be thin to be attractive. Weddings. The big cake, the overpriced dress, the ring, feeding an ungrateful horde. Drama about the special day. Even eloping seems to have expensive expectations. It's fine to not want to spend money on all that. This. And the expectation that the wedding has to be big. I'd be fine if just my immediate family was there. Society's standards. Being feminine all the time. Being satisfied with only being a 1950s housewife, with all the fixings. Having kids. Special cleaning products, perfumes, wipes. To clean our intimate area. Exactly, and especially considering it's actually bad for you. The fact that so many people don't know that is sad. Our smell is more important than our health, I guess. That we need to procreate, and that it is expected of us. Which is ridiculous, because society always complains about overpopulation, and criticizes women when they decide to have more children, and expand their family. Opinions that no one asked for. Menstruation positivity. Good if you find it cool, but for me is so invalidating. You can do everything menstruating. Well, define everything. BC, I can barely stand sometimes, and I can't sit without fearing leaving a stain as the blood slug I feel. My body feels numb, my mind feels numb, I can't even eat, I feel coldness everywhere and the pain. Let women show their suffering, damn it. 4 years I feel like. BC, I couldn't be as productive menstruating as I'm in normal days. Sit like a lady. That's society's mainstream life script of college, marriage, house, children, work yourself to death, is a good fit for every individual in society to abide by. Hell no equals P. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.